You, what's good, people? What's goody? Let's talk. Beard look all crazy. So that when you throw on a white sweatshirt and it mess your whole camera up, but it's gonna have to do. It's gonna have to do. What's up with my people? What's good, with my people, man? Full disclosure: I have had the flu or a cold or something for the last, I don't know, 24, 48 hours. I've been out of it. You know what I'm saying? I've been out of it, but we gonna talk. We gonna talk a little bit. That's why you ain't get no video yesterday. I was sick. But luckily, you can't catch a cold through a screen, so I think you're safe. Ty Cowboys, what's goody? Jenna S was good. L dot LA dot was good. CFT goat. The Cowboys content creator was never like, hey, I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm the goat, but I'm trying to be in the ring with everybody. Ray was goody. Sir Dog was good. Darnell Lamar was good. Was good. King G, JJ the Mind was good. Be kind to each other. I love that name. Always love that name. Cowboys Vet 71 was good. Was good. I love that. Cowboys Vet 71. If you're a veteran in the military, salute you for your service. Anybody that's in the military, salute for your service. Appreciate y'all. Julian Wilson. What's good, Ron? What's good? What's good? What's good with y'all, man? I'm giving out some mods today. I'm feeling modish. Feeling like people should have mods. That you jump in here this early, you deserve mods. You know what I'm saying? Big Ray, what's good? I'm giving out some mods. Y'all done jumped in here all early. Hit the like button for me as y'all come in, though, if you don't mind. Well, Rome looked like he coming back, dog. It looked like he coming back. You know, they're open to negotiations. And I'm just confused. Brandy Mahoney, what's good? What's good? So Sammy, what's goody? Should I ask y'all how y'all feeling? Oh, Brandy Mahoney, 6 years in the Navy. Salute you for your service. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. My best friend is a Marine. You know what I'm saying? I got family members that's in the military. Got a brother-in-law that's in the Army. Got nothing but love for. Shoot, I got a coworker that's an Army veteran. So appreciate y'all, man. Don't ask, headhunter. Don't ask how y'all feeling. How are y'all feeling about that, man? How y'all feeling about this whole open negotiations thing? Seriously, what does that do for y'all? Does that make y'all angry? What does it do? I'm just wondering. Let me turn this light down just a little bit. Just a little bit, so it'll make more sense. I want to know. Because can I be honest with y'all? Where I'm at, I am so confused with this goofy team. I don't know how to feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to feel. Cowboys vet. If you're a Cowboys vet, put it in the chat. Just say Cowboys vet. Appreciate y'all. I do. I know today is not like a day for salute to service, but it just popped in my mind. And, ain't nothing wrong with just telling people you appreciate them. It's nothing wrong with telling people you appreciate them. Y'all show me love every time I get on the stream. I can't be the only one receiving love around here. You got to show love to other people's, man. Cowboys vet. I appreciate all the veterans. Appreciate the people that's not vets too. Let's get it to, it's 95 people. Let's get it to 50 likes if we can, soon as possible. But what I wanted to say, and all the vets that's posting in there, I just want to say personally from me to you, I appreciate you. I want to kind of talk about Mike McCarthy before we get to the draft stuff, because we're going to talk a little bit of draft stuff. That's all we got, y'all. So if you hate the draft content, or if you love the draft content, I want to at least cover what's going on with our team for 10 minutes. And then we can talk about draft needs. Is that fair? I just want to cover what's going on with the team, because I feel like it's important. I feel like this. Mike McCarthy and the whole Jerry Jones situation, it's frustrating because it feels like we don't have a direction. 105 people in here. Appreciate y'all. It feels like we don't have an idea of what we want to do. Like, why does it seem like we don't have a plan? See, when the New York Giants come out and say, we're bringing back Brian Daboll, Joe Schoen, somebody had talked somewhere and they got a plan. Droku was good. James Nixon was goody. headhunter. Regardless of Jerry Jones' ways, it's Mike's fault for accountability of penalties in the scheme. That is true. But if Jerry Jones is meddling, headhunter, I do feel like Jerry Jones has some culpability to that. But I'll get back to that. Do we ever run? We don't seem to ever have a plan. That's our problem. We don't have a plan. Like this weekend, there's multiple playoff games. Every playoff game, they have a defensive and offensive strategy, a plan of action to highlight their best skill set, their best thing they do on offense or defense to get to victory, a path to victory. Or at the beginning of a season, you have a plan, a particular, this is what we're going to do. This is what we do best. These are our best players. Let's do that. And the Cowboys just seem like we just go out there and be like, let's figure out what we do good. I don't quite know. And it's frustrating. The offseason is here. They should have been spending the last month. When I was saying it's evaluation season, remember that? Remember the entire month I've been saying, yo, it's time to evaluate this team. Y'all know. This ain't new to y'all. I've been saying it for a month. Yo, it's time to evaluate this team. What was Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones doing the last month? What they been doing? 130 people in here, 58 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes. We are 42 likes away. Hit the like button for me if you don't mind. If you don't mind. More likes, more people will jump in. The algorithm loves the likes, by the way. That's why I asked for it. It helps the stream along, if you was wondering. Like, I just don't know, really don't know why the last month they have not been literally considering, should we bring back Mike or not? But, you know, you have Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones coming out on the radio every week saying, we're trying to win. We have to prepare for this game. May I ask y'all a question? What exactly is Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones doing when they say they have to prepare for a game? Because they're not coaches. I know they're technically the general managers, but what are they doing? When Stephen and Jerry says we have to prepare for a game, what is Jerry actually doing? Is he drawing up plays? Is he texting McCarthy's strategy? Is he saying, yo, we need to get Mingo the ball? Or is he saying that we need to stick to the run this week? What do you mean you have to prepare for a game? What you should be doing, since you're technically the general manager, you see, that's why I put quotations around open to negotiations. Open. What do you mean you open to negotiations with your current head coach that his contract expires in 4 days? What do you mean? Y'all didn't just meet. I've been married for 10 years this coming September. So 9 years heading towards 10. I'm not open to my marriage. I'm married. Happily. What? You be at a job for 10 years, you're not, I'm open to working here. No, you're an employee. A tenured one. Appreciate you. That's in September, but I appreciate you, Jenna S. But my point is, what are you talking about? Open to negotiations. I understand they have to negotiate a new deal, but if you wanted Mike McCarthy, you don't wait until 4 days before his contract expires and says, you know what? Let's talk. What? Nothing that has been done over the last 4 years had tipped you in neither way. Those playoff losses where you feel like, is there anything else he could have done? I know people want to say, well, what could Dak have done? What more could CD have done? What more could Micah have done in those playoff games? That's fair. That's another discussion. Listen, the offseason just started. Y'all want to talk about players' failures and stuff like that? We'll have time. But today we're focusing on Mike McCarthy for the object of this discussion, just to get you there. And if you're trying to figure out what's going on, right? My parents is married for 37 years. That's the loot. That's amazing. Trying to figure out what's going on with your coach. You don't wait to the last 4 days when y'all been around each other for about 5 years. What are you missing? You've seen every playoff game from that booth. You done waddled your goofy old self down to the locker room after every loss. after every victory. I don't understand why it's taking so long. What's good, Camo? Like, figure it out. It should have been figured out. You guys should have had, let's just say you do pros and cons. It should have been a big running board. I like this about McCarthy. He loves his players. He's won 12 games 3 years in a row. He's, I don't know, loved in the locker room. I don't, just find positives. He helped Dak win his first All-Pro, so I guess he's good for the quarterback. He's found ways to win with lackluster rosters because we haven't done our job and given them the best players. You know, things like that. Negatives. We always seem not prepared for the biggest games. Is that fair? Every time it's a big game, I done the thing where my camera didn't zoomed in. I'm sorry. I forgot my camera pays attention to hand motions. I got to turn those off so you get a little close up. But I'm just saying. Yeah, I can't throw no gang signs. My camera be like, "What you want to say?" It get real close. No, like they should have just been. Camera's dope. I appreciate you. They should have been doing this evaluation a long time ago. They should have. So now the last 4 days, y'all about to do what you shouldn't do. Make a rushed decision. Does that make sense? Go Longhorns. Go Longhorns. That's a fact. Hook them. Go Longhorns tonight. That's a fact. That's a fact. Go Longhorns tonight. I was born in Austin, Texas in 1983, in case y'all was wondering. Big Longhorns fan, and that's where the Cowboys fandom comes from. No, I don't live in Austin, Texas or Texas anymore before anyone asks. But that's where the fandom comes from. So, yes, if you're wondering who I'm going for, big Longhorns fan, let's get it. See what Ewers got. But I'm sorry, I got off task. But that is happening tonight, so might as well talk about it a little bit. You know, get this W. And I can see a couple of Longhorns making it onto our team, but that's for draft talk. I like Collins, the D tackle. I like Makuba, the safety. I like a couple of the Longhorns. I do. Bond, the receiver, ain't looking too bad neither. It's a couple of Longhorns I can see on our team, so let's not trip. You know, watch with a notepad, take some notes. 175 people in here, man. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button for me. But back to my original point with Jerry and them. Why haven't they made these why haven't they spent time literally making these decisions over the last month is bad. But you knew you didn't want to sign him or give him an extension last year. So what was that? After that blowout loss to Green Bay, you knew that you didn't want to give him an extension then. You weren't quite confident then. But over the course of this season, where we've had tumultuous amount of injuries, like literally one of the most injured teams in sports, quarterback, starting right guard, starting corner, starting linebacker. Did I mention quarterback? We used 8 corners this year, about 6 or 7 different edge rushers. I'm talking about a gauntlet of injuries. So now you want to evaluate them because you think it's easier to evaluate somebody in distress than it is to evaluate them when they're having success. And I understand that. You can say, well, when everything was going good, it's hard to evaluate. So you got everything is going bad season. But there's a little pocket of time I want to highlight for y'all that made me want to move off Mike McCarthy. It was during this season. And yes, we lost Dak Prescott, but before we lost Dak Prescott, I remember at one point in the season we was 3-2. Before we lost Dak Prescott. And I know we had a mad amount of injuries. But it was the San Francisco game, the Detroit game, right? And who was it in a row? San Francisco, Detroit, and who do we have after Detroit, y'all? I think we had Atlanta after that. Who do we have after Detroit? Was it Atlanta? Let me pull this up. We had Atlanta after Detroit. Hold on. It was like a 4-game span. So let me pull this back up. Beat the Steelers, San Francisco, Detroit, Atlanta, and the Eagles. And about that 5-game span, all those losses, right? During those losses, I saw more adjustment and more fight out of our defense. And I know we was getting blown out. I saw Mike Zimmer throwing everything at it. Just before he got back, Mike, I'll try this. I'll blitz that. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'm taking this corner out. I'm putting this corner in. I'm doing this type of thing. And I watched Mike McCarthy's hard-headed ass keep trying the same thing over and over again. He didn't mix up personnel. He didn't change the way he was calling games. I know he was injured up, but being injured is not a recipe for victory. I promise it's not. Losing a lot of your star players is hard to win. It is. But you don't have to get blown out. And I seen our defense show up and play good in a lot of those games. And then eventually just get tired. That first time we lost to Philly, we was in that game the entire first half. When we played San Francisco this year, remember, we was in that game. Y'all don't remember? $5 super chat from Cowboys Execution. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Appreciate that love, my dog. Ain't seen you in a minute. Shout out to Cowboys Execution for the $5 super chat. Just want to show some support, big dog. Well, I appreciate you, bro. The defense was fighting. That means that the defensive message and the defensive confidence wasn't lost. We just ain't had the dogs. I remember that San Francisco game, we was fighting. Now, the Detroit game, we just got blown out. The Detroit game, it was just bad all around. There was no offensive, defensive positivity at all. The Detroit game, we ain't had nothing for them at all. At all. And that's fine. You have some games like that. But the San Francisco game, we came out there, we was hitting, we was physical. They was trying their best. We lost by 6 points. Still had our starting quarterback. But we was battling. We was battling. But the one thing I didn't leave that game, I left the San Francisco game like, yo, Mike Zimmer might have a little something. That's the first time for the entire season where I was like, not the first time, but like after I lost confidence, Mike Zimmer showed me like, it's a little something there. The Falcons game, us losing Dak, I'm sure that knocked the wind out of the team. So I get it. We lost that game by 6-2. And then when we played the Eagles, like I said, that first half, we was trying to battle. I'm looking at it right now. We had 6, they had 14. We was still in the game. 6-14. We still in the game. And they scored that last 7 late in the second quarter. So we was trying. But McCarthy just didn't show me anything. When did McCarthy start showing us something? Right when the schedule hit the Washington, not even the Commanders, because the Commanders game, we would have lost that game and won for special teams. Right around New York. Right around New York. On Thanksgiving. It said, oh, snap. Here we go. The schedule done lightened up. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's frustrating. We got 215 people in here. We definitely should be at 150 likes. Hit the like button for me, though, if y'all don't mind. Appreciate you. As I love to say, if you walk in somebody's house, definitely acknowledge the host. Don't just walk in somebody's house and go start eating. Turn their TV on. Start going through their cabinets. At least say what up to the host. By doing that, you just hit the like button. That's it. Hit the like button, acknowledge the chat, say what up, y'all, how y'all doing, what's good to the cartel, whatever. Then go sit down. That's, house rules. Take your shoes off. I ask people to take their shoes off my house. So my point is this. That's when I moved on from Mike McCarthy. I didn't start hating him. I just was like, I'm kind of done with this experiment because it seems like he refuses to adjust. He's set in his ways. Our offense looked stagnant. It looked old. There was no motion. There was no creativity. And he wasn't trying to change it week to week. There was no change in philosophy. There was no change in um, personnel. He just he was stuck in his ways. He seemed to only like Rico Dowdle at running back. This isn't going to be a Zeke conversation, just in case you're wondering. I'm just saying you could have ran Deuce out there. You could have fought to get Dalvin Cook up there. You could have did something else. Let's mix it up. I don't know if this is working. I know Deuce. I know Rico. You eventually look good, but it took forever. Lloyd McAfee, my apologies. What up, Rome? It's been a minute since I've been on. You all good, bro? I just like to know who in here. Not in a disrespectful manner. I like to say what up to people. I just think it could have been so different over the year. It just seemed like McCarthy wouldn't like we make a trade for Jonathan Mingo. Think about this, y'all. The season is gone. Dak Prescott got hurt. We made a trade for Jonathan Mingo. You would think, okay, bare minimum, let me see what this dude got. Let me see what this dude got so that going into next year, I don't know if I got a weapon or not. I need to figure out if Jonathan Mingo is going to work so that I know if he's a weapon or if I need to go get different ones in the offseason. Charlotte NC in here was good. No, he didn't make an emphasis for that. And this is my point. People will say, well, Jerry's not going to let him play certain receivers. Then that's our biggest problem then. If Jerry Jones is controlling who Mike McCarthy's sending out there, then I need Mike McCarthy gone because I need my coach to have enough backbone to say, yo, I'm not playing this dude. I'm not paying Jalen Brooks no more unless people are hurt. I'm playing Jonathan Mingo. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to see let me see what Dalvin got. And if Dalvin didn't work, let me try Deuce. Deuce getting the carries this week. All right, it ain't Deuce. I'm gonna. If you're the offensive guru, you're the offensive play caller. I got 10 plays for Jonathan Mingo that are going to work. He's going to be open. I'm going to make him the emphasis in practice. I'm going to see what he looked like. You know what? Let me see what Ryan Flournoy looked like. Like nothing. I ain't seen none of this. But every week I saw Mike Zimmer literally new style blitzes. I saw him finding ways to get people involved. We lost Demarion Overshown. Speedy recovery, please. I miss Demo. And then I saw him put emphasis on Maris Littlefowl. Maris started to have blitzes, and Maris started to have success because of the scheme. I saw them bring in one corner. He was trash. Then they brought in Butler, who tore his ACL. Then when he was gone, I'm not going to run him back out there. Let me see what Tony Pride looked like. Like, I've seen all kinds of different personnel changes from Zimmer, just trying to figure it out. Which let me know that he was working. Mike is just stuck in his ways. There's no way in the world you wouldn't have pounded the table. I saw how Trey Lance looked that last game. Do y'all feel like we should have saw Trey Lance earlier? And I've been hating on Trey Lance. But the way Trey Lance looked that last game, we should have saw him way earlier. With his skill set, am I saying we would have made the playoffs? I don't know. But I just feel like we would have learned a lot. We might have learned, oh, Trey Lance really got something. But to wait to the last week, now I don't know if that's all Mike. It might be Jerry. But this is my biggest point. This is the biggest point. If Mike can't control his own personnel on the field, I don't want him here anymore. And most people will say, well, Jerry's going to control the personnel no matter who the coach is. Then that's our biggest problem. I need a coach that's going to fight with Jerry some. But I've been giving this some thought. Y'all know what kind of coach I want if Mike comes back, if Mike doesn't come back? It ain't even a specific person. I need a coach that is just a slick talker just as much as Jerry is. I don't know who that guy is or if they exist. I need a coach that can talk Jerry Jones into stuff. I need a sweet talker. I don't even need somebody that's going to beef with him because that don't work. We seen how it ends with Parcells. 241 people in here. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. I need somebody that's going to, I need you to be able to walk into a room and convince Jerry Jones of things. A salesman. I need a coach. If Mike can't, I need a coach that'll walk in there and say, I need Jonathan Mingo to play this week. Here's why. I need to see what Dalvin Cook looks like. Here's why. Not because I believe in those players, because I need someone that can get their way while making Jerry feel like he got his way too. Does that make sense? I need somebody that can make Jerry feel like he's winning the argument when secretly he's losing. You're just outsmarting him. I feel like Mike just walks in the room and just, yeah, man, you got it, dog. You know you got it, dog. You right, Mike. I mean, you right, Jerry. I just need it. I don't know who that coach may be, but I think that's the missing piece. Someone that can make Stephen Jones feel like he winning. I need a slick talker. Sidney Jones with $2 super chat. Do we bring a vet tight end to pair with Ferg? They won't. Schoonmaker showed enough down the. Our two top tight ends are going to be Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, and they might draft one later. But they won't. I see what you're saying, but Schoonmaker played chess well enough to make them believe that, we good with Schoon. And span forward. Like, they're not going to add to the tight end room unless it's just, if like somebody that's amazing is on the board in the draft, they'll take them. But I don't think they're going to add to. I don't think so. Tyler Warren on the board somehow, some way, yeah, then you that's different. He's amazing. But I'm just saying, that's when I lost faith in Mike McCarthy, man. And that's what I would want. I would want a coach that could come in here and sweet talk Jerry and make him feel like, yo, man, I trust this dude. You know who? No, y'all want to know coaches that can talk their way around anything? Y'all ever seen Sean McVay? I know I'm saying one of the best coaches in the league. You ever seen him talk? When he get done talking, you be like, you right. You know what I'm saying? You need a coach like that, like somebody that just going, Mike Tomlin, somebody that just commands the room. I feel like Sean Payton would have been able to do that too. Somebody that just will have Jerry like, yo, I really like him. LaFleur, I really like he. And you know what it is? It's the confidence. It's the confidence. You got to have confidence. I'll give you that. John Gruden does talk with confidence. You got to have confidence. That's what worries me about Kellen. Kellen looks a little demure, and that's not even a good thing to throw on a man. He just looks a little off-put. Now, maybe Kellen as a head coach is something I've never seen, but I need somebody that got a little bit of moxie to him. Does Mike McCarthy give y'all moxie and like when he speaks at the podium, does it give you like confidence? I think this is why Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones second guess his ass all the time. He don't give confidence to me. And maybe behind closed doors, he talks completely different. But Mike McCarthy at the podium just gives fun-loving uncle. I don't want fun-loving uncle. I want some confidence. Even Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer be coming out there. He got his glasses like this. Mike be coming out there with his glasses like this. But you know what? Mike be looking confident in it. Like he know what he doing. Like Mike be coming out there. Mike Zimmer look like he got a plan of act. He know what he want to do from week to week. When they asked Mike Zimmer about that blown play in Atlanta, he had full confidence to just put it on the players. What happened when Trayvon missed that why was that dude running wide open? I don't know, man. I taught him that in training camp. They should know that. They should have known where the coverage went. That was on them. Like Mike Zimmer had no He just kept it funky. I don't know. We learned that in training camp. I was like, oh, I like that. I just like that confidence. I would like for Mike, and Mike love his players so much. That's one of his big things. But you got to just come out there and keep it funky. Hey, Mike, what's going on with the running game? It looked trash. We should do better. We will be better. Where that at? We don't get that. We don't get none of that. What happened in that Detroit game? We got beat down, and we got work to do. I need a coach like that. Where is that at? So yeah, that's when I lost confidence in Mike. Now, why am I giving y'all this long spiel about losing confidence in Mike McCarthy and he might be back? He just might be back. And then what? I'm supposed to come here next week and tell y'all, I really love Mike. No. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be excited. I wasn't excited the other day when the whole news they blocked the what is it? The meeting or whatever. Blocked the interview request. I wasn't excited. It will be another obstacle to overcome, and I don't know if it can happen. I need something to shock the system. That's why I want change. I don't feel like you reward somebody for not getting things done. I feel like we need a shock to the system. And I don't know who that is or how it's going to work, but I do know that trying the same thing over and over again is insanity. That's what I do know. I just want something different. That's why I feel like Mike Vrabel would be good. Because everybody keep telling me Mike Vrabel don't coach offense. I know he don't. That's not why I want him to come here. I saw Mike Vrabel go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes, with Ryan Tannehill, and he ain't looked like he was about to fold. I saw him outcoach Belichick one time and know the rule book better than Belichick. I don't know if y'all remember that playoff game. It was some specific rule that Mike Vrabel knew to have his players do. It was a close game. And they was like, oh, I don't think Belichick knew that rule. And that's when I knew. I said, oh, he's a student of the game. Was it the timeouts? It was a very, I forgot how it worked, Darnell. It was very smart. And I was like, I like that. I like that. I like my coaches that are very smart when the pressure's turned up. Vrabel is trash. Who would you want, reality cowboy? I don't mind you thinking Vrabel's trash. That ain't my business. But who would you want? I don't like when people just give me like this person's trash with no type of answer, like no type of other resolution. So who would you want? And that's fine. You don't gotta like Vrabel. I don't got no problem with Joe Brady neither, as long as he comes in here with a plan. I just want a true leader, a leader of men. I think Kellen Moore is amazing with drawing up plays. I don't know. I will give y'all this. I don't know if Kellen can lead men. I've never seen it. And I don't think Vrabel would be bogged down with y'all ever seen Mike McCarthy's play calling book? It looked like a Waffle House menu. It got rings in it. It's like 3 or 4 pages. Why Sean McVay play calling list don't look like that? You ever thought about that? And the Rams offense is dope. Why we got 700 plays? It's like a diner menu. You walk in there like, yo, we got 700 plays, but it look like we don't run nothing. Why does Mike have a three ring binder, right, for play calling, but every drive, what does Mike run? This is how I know y'all know Mike McCarthy. This is why Mike McCarthy pisses me off. If he got a 3 ring binder for a play calling sheet, but every drive, what is Mike gonna run? Once a drive. Let's see if y'all know. Jet sweep, baby. So I don't know why he need all them plays. Cause listen, we gonna run an end around. I don't care what's going on, how much we winning by, how much we losing by. If it's a drive that lasts 6 or 7 plays, once we get inside the 30, and y'all think that the other defenses don't know that? Hold on, did I miss his suggestion? My fault if I missed it. I was talking. Going back up to see. I don't see it. I guess he ain't saying nobody. All right. Oh, pay Ben. Well, hey, Ben Johnson. I'm not mad at Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson would be phenomenal, but we all know he's not gonna pay him. I'm not taking Eric Bieniemy. I don't think he's that good. But jet sweep, man, jet sweep, and you know that the defenders know it's coming. They could probably tell by alignment. They could probably tell how the quarterback look when they set up for the jet sweep. They know, and every time they run a jet sweep, the edge, the safety, the corner, they in the backfield, man, that joint get blown up every time. I haven't seen it work, maybe 2-3 times this year, and we run jet sweep every game. I fought Brandy Mahoney. I guess I should shift. I didn't went into a Mike McCarthy tangent. Let's shift. If Mike gets back, I'll explain how it can work when it happens. How about that? When Mike gets re-signed and extended, because it's probably going to happen, what I'll do is at that point, right, I'll come on here and explain why it can work. Begrudgingly, aggravatedly, but All right, let's talk draft needs for a little bit. My fault, y'all. It's not going to work. It's probably not Camo. Don't do that to me, Camo. I'm trying to have a good little couple days. Don't do that to me. It's probably not going to work, though. You're right. I hate that I got to agree with you, but you're right. Not Genty. I love Reality Cowboy kept it funky. Genty is the giraffe need. Let's talk. If y'all can, $10 super chat from Jose Banks. Thank you, Jose. Bro, we need an upgrade at running back. We're receiver and O-line coaches. I love that. Y'all take Jose. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Y'all take Jose's lead. Write in there your top 3 needs. Let's do 3. We don't got to get it too convoluted. Just write them by position if you can in the chat. My top 3 needs, I think running back is imperative. Defensive tackle. And no specific order. Running back, receiver, defensive tackle. I'm going to read them now. I'm going to read some of the common ones. Darnell Lamar, running back, receiver, linebacker. Heard you. Brandy Mahoney, running back, receiver, cornerback. Heard you. Leroy Campbell, running back, receiver, linebacker. Okay. Greatness, offensive line. You got to give me 2 more greatness. You only gave me 1. Jose Banks, running back, DN, cornerback. Heard you. Running back, defensive tackle, receiver. Heard you. Walter like Will Johnson from Michigan. Not mad at you. Genty, receiver 2, D-line. I love y'all. People using Genty like a position group. Genty, new GM. Would love that, Lola Cowboys. Wish we had control over that. We don't. Y'all wanted to see that. Y'all want to know from looking at this, right? Running back, receiver, DT. Okay, running back, receiver, running back, receiver, running back, receiver. Y'all know the common theme, the biggest common theme. If you're looking through the chat like I am, right? 260 people in here. Appreciate it. Hit that like button. Let's get it to 200 likes. Running back seems to be at the top of the list. Now, does that mean you have to get running back in the first round? No, it does not. But running back is imperative. We have to leave this draft first 3 rounds. It has to be a running back. There's no question. I feel like when you type your needs out like that, the first 3 rounds is where you say, we have to make sure we attack these things in these rounds to get success, right? So running back has to be gobbled up. Somebody just said we need Jesus. Amen. That's crazy. We all do need Jesus, but I know what you meant, and that's hilarious. Looking at it, receiver. Can we fix receiver? I'm going to lay out who we have now. No, I'm not going to mention Brandon Cooks because he's a free agent, and I don't think they're re-signing him. Starting receivers on the Cowboys right now: CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo, Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Brooks, Kevontae Turpin. Do you feel comfortable entering your NFL season with that? Now, mind you, the importance of position does matter. And wide receiver is one of those positions that really affect the football game. So right now, effectively, the Cowboys have a horrible running back room. Our running back room consists of Deuce Vaughn, I think that's it. Rico Dowdle's not under contract. Dalvin Cook's not under contract. Our running back room is Deuce Vaughn. Think about it. Oh, Hunter Lipke, who is a fullback running back. Okay. Fullback running back. I thought he was our fullback, so I wasn't counting him. I'm sorry. But you could count him. Deuce Vaughn and Hunter Lipke. So when I look at what's in the room, that's where the crisis starts. If you combine those rooms as CeeDee Lamb and a whole bunch of stress, the rest, CeeDee Lamb and stress. Our running back wide receiver room combined is CeeDee Lamb and stress. It's a spades hand. No, it's not even a spades hand, because spades hand, I like to say CeeDee Lamb and impossible. I don't like none of them options. And that don't mean I hate Ryan Flournoy or Jonathan Mingo, but they are not definitive. I need some definitive. Turpin's a free agent as well. Well, I can't count him yet until we get him signed. So he don't count. So, yes, I think that our weapons, which I know I've selfishly been bringing this up forever. Stop me if you heard me say this. We haven't attacked weapon for so many years, it's embarrassing. Our last drafted big name wide receiver was CeeDee Lamb. That was 2020. Our last good third round receiver was Michael Gallup. That was 2018. And for somebody says, well, we drafted Jalen Tolbert, I don't count him because he's not that good. $4.99 super chat from caller Steve. Appreciate you. 1, Genty. 2, Grant. Michigan. I don't think Grant will be there. Third round, Savion Williams. I don't think Savion will be in the third round either. Those are excellent players that you put. Thank you, caller Steve. But they won't be. I don't think they'll be there in that order. Or we would have one of our best drafts ever. Savion Williams is going probably top of the second. And Grant might go in the first. He just might. But if we got Grant in the second, I would take that. So I brought up those two things because I've been hearing a whole lot of things like, hey, safety's a big need. Safety is important. But by importance on your football field, having decent receivers are more important than safeties. I'm sorry. I know they're important, but they ain't that damn important. So, yeah, if it comes up on the board and Luther Burden is staring at you, or Emeka Ibuka or Starks is staring at you, I'm taking the receiver. I'm sorry. And I ain't saying that Starks ain't a beast, but no, the receiver. You cannot know, because our safety room, you can hate Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson. You can dislike him. But listen, the drop-off in safety when you go to Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell is not as bad as the drop-off from CeeDee Lamb to Jalen Brooks and Jalen Tolbert. I don't care. Now tell me I'm wrong. That drop-off ain't that big. No. I'm sorry. And I want to load the defense up. But you see why when you go back to all those needs, you see why I said you can't draft your way out of this. Does that make more sense to y'all now? To anybody ever question that? You cannot. Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, anybody that might know the Jones people, please tell them you cannot draft your way out of this. You have to. Have to. What's up, Sadiqa? How you doing? Now, look, Walter. Great question. I'm working on a video of that. Walter just asked me this. I'm talking a lot of game about running back and receiver, right? What can change that in the draft? My next video will be this. Stay tapped in. My next video will be about this, so stay tapped in. If Abdul Carter's on the board at 12, do you take him? Yes or no? I'll tell you my answer. The answer is yes. As much as I want Genty and as much as I want a receiver, there are a couple of players that are exceptions. Abdul Carter looked like Micah Parsons' little brother. They look alike. It's weird. Like, and as much as y'all can say this, and y'all can say it, Micah Parsons changes our defense so much. It's crazy. This is also why Abdul Carter will not be there at 12. Because if the league has a chance to draft a Micah Parsons, they're not letting them get to 12. But let's just be hypothetical. They look alike. They act alike. I mean, as far as like the way they move. And Micah Parsons came back. Our defense got way better. Like just him showing back up. He missed them like 4 games. Micah came back. It just changes things. Now imagine if a team that likes to chip Micah and shade the Micah and put emphasis on Micah. Imagine if there was another Micah on the field with him. And now you got to make a choice. Because you can't chip both ways. And if you did start chipping both ways, the amount of resources that you would have to put to stop both our pass rushers would be crazy. So now, that I would just figure the rest out. I hate it, but I feel like, now I don't know how we will end up being able to pay both of them at the same time because they both would eventually be super expensive. But let's figure that out. Let's try having 2 of the most dominant pass rushers in the league at once. That's a problem I would like to figure out later. I'm not worrying about the money. I'm not going to do a Stephen Jones. Now, I'm almost positive that we're not going to have to worry about this, but it's an exercise I would like to say, yes, there are exceptions that where you won't take the receiver or the tackle, or the receiver or the running back. But it got to be that. Now, if Banks from Texas is on the board or receiver, I'm taking the receiver. Banks is not so good that he about to come beat Zach Martin. Banks is better. If we did percentages, let's just say Zach Martin at his top is 100% in greatness, right? And you could say, well, at his top of his game right now, Brock Hoffman is 65 to 70% greatness. What is Banks? 80? Like how much? Like, no. The difference between Banks and Brock Hoffman, and this is respectfully, so like hopefully you don't piss off somebody like Vach that or Lou's takes that do offensive linemen. The difference between Banks and and Brock Hoffman is not as close as the difference between Luther Burden and Jalen Brooks. Damn, somebody don't like Brock's off this one. you don't like Brock Hoffman. That's wild. I'm just saying. I need the weapons. We don't even know what our offense would look like with premium weapons. If we kept the offensive line the same way as it was this year, we know what it would look like. And we've seen it versus great defensive lines. Teams haven't seen us with premium weapons. They don't know what that looks like. I just played the Eagles, who have Jalen Carter. We played Trey Hendrickson. We played Vita Vea. We played good defensive linemen down the stretch. I've seen my offensive line manage. Actually get some good rushing push. I would love to interview Genty, no question. But I haven't seen what we look like with top tier weapons. When's the last time we had top tier weapons, people? I haven't seen Mike Green edging from Marshall. I'll check him out, though. When's the last time we rolled onto the field and you thought we got some of the best weapons out here? When? I'll tell you, I remember. It was that game versus Tampa to open the season. What was it, like 4 years ago? We had a healthy Tony Pollard rotating with Zeke. They were about 3-4 years younger. I think it was opening the 2020 season. It was right after the Bucs won the Super Bowl. Michael Gallup was healthy. CeeDee Lamb was healthy. Amari Cooper was there. We rolled out there. We had some firepower. The beginning of the 2021 season, wasn't it? Now I know injuries set in and it ain't work out like we thought. Like down the stretch. And I remember in that game, we was dealing. Dak Prescott was slinging that pill. We lost. I know we lost. But we was moving the ball on the Bucs. And that was a world champion defense. We didn't just get blown out. We was out there hanging with them. That's all I'm saying. Can we just load the clip finally and stop playing around? I want other players in the draft, y'all. I'm not saying just receivers and running backs, all 10 picks. But why is it that, can I ask y'all this? Why is it that people think that you only can develop a receiver, a late round receiver? Receiver is such an important position. Why is it that you could say, well, you'll just develop Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Brian Flournoy. We could take them in the 6th. They can develop skill positions where speed, agility, fluidity, that's all important. But why is it that we can't develop trenches later in the draft? Because I see good trench players pop out all over the draft all the time. You just got to know where to look. I'm just wondering. I've seen some of our late round draft picks make it. Look, Akeem Richards has looked better than our first round tackle. Akeem Richards at left tackle has looked better than Tyler Guyton. Tell me I'm lying. Is it going to stay that way? I don't know, but it looked like it. Because we have a small-time amateur general mismanager. That is hilarious. I'm just saying. We can develop linemen. You know how you develop offensive linemen? Go get a better offensive line coach. Because as much as people say, well, the Eagles spent all these resources on that. Look, man, the Eagles have spent a lot of resources on the offensive line. They also have one of the best offensive line coaches. So no matter what, when people go down, the player that comes in, they're well coached. So they still get the job done. Javon Hargrave is a free agent. Hufanga is a free agent. That's a fact. Walter, great points. But stop letting Stephen Jones make y'all think we just can't go get anybody. Stephen Jones likes to make us feel like we just can't and refuse to go get anyone. We can sign free agents. And they don't have to be the most expensive free agents. But yes, we can sign some free agents. If we go sign like 6 to 7 free agents, mid-level, bottom tier free agents, and then draft, this team will look so different. It'll be nuts. Go get me like a Javon Hargrave. You can even go get me a veteran receiver to cushion the draft and make you don't have to force go get one. I don't care. Even if you don't want to go sign a big name veteran receiver, bring Deontay Johnson in here. Deontay Johnson, although he didn't work out with the Panthers and he got cut from the Ravens, is still better than Jalen Brooks and Jalen Tolbert. Still better. I'm just saying. If he can play, he can be a headache. No cap there. There's cap. Don't see. That's my point, Droku. You letting Stephen Jones got you brainwashed. No cap, bro. There's always cap. There's always cap. The Eagles are paying Jalen Hurts $53 million a year. They're paying AJ Brown $33 million a year. They're paying their other receiver like $27 million a year. They're paying most of their offensive line. How are they able to pay people and then still sign Saquon Barkley to a $15 million a year contract? Oh, I don't like. I hate to use them as an example, but stop letting Stephen Jones tell you there's no money. If you want to do something, you can figure it out. If Stephon Diggs will come in here for a decent price, I'll bring him in here. I know he's coming off injury. That's why he'll be cheaper. Stephon Diggs off injury right now is better than every Jalen on our team. Tolbert, Brooks, Moreno, Cropper. And I ain't even seen him after his injury. He's better than them. If you brought Stephon Diggs in here to play specifically the slot receiver, drafted at an X, and let CD Lamb do his thing, you don't think we'd be a better receiving core? Let's just say hypothetically it was a Mika Ibuka, CD Lamb, Stephon Diggs. You ain't happy? And then we draft somebody to play running back. Or if we drafted Genty, brought Stephon Diggs in here, and got Savion Williams in the second round. Just say it out loud. CD Lamb, Savion Williams, Stephon Diggs, Ashton Genty. That's a whole different ball game. Now say this out loud. Rico Dowdle, Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo. Tyreek Hill ain't come here. That's real. That's our reality. CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Jonathan Mingo. I know it sounds crazy, but that's real. Somebody said, no. That's so bad. If we drafted Genty and got Savion Williams in the second, and I'm not even saying Stephon Diggs is coming. I would be okay if we got Savion Williams and just ran Mingo out there at the 3. Savion Williams is not a perfect product, but he's like 6'4" and runs a 4.4 and can be used like Deebo Samuels out the backfield. He's a physical freak. But even if it's not those two players, y'all get my point. It's just conceptually, we need to load up our weaponry in general. We have 10 draft picks. But for some reason, people think the only time you can get good. Hey, y'all want me to tell you why you get good offensive linemen after the first 2 rounds? Where was Cooper Beebe drafted? When we take Cooper Beebe? Oh, yeah, that's right. Played just like a first rounder. How's that possible? I thought you only could get good trenches in the first round. Where was well, this is a bad example because he ain't getting it popping no more. But when he had his good streak, Terrence Steele wasn't a high draft pick. He was an undrafted free agent. BB, we love you. BB, my dog. My point is, I ain't saying you get all your draft picks from lower rounds, but every year is trenches. Guyton, Mozzie Smith, Tyler Smith, Marshawn Nealon, Sam Williams. And I know those position groups are important, but at some point we have to draft weapons. Steven has 0 rings, not there when they won. Exactly. Thank you, caller Steve, for that super chat. Steven has 0 rings, not there when they won. It's a fact. I'm just saying, man, we can build this team. It does not have to be so rigid. We have to do these things. And this year, I've heard this is why I'm not going to be convinced of an offensive lineman. Because I've heard the top draft gurus say this is not a big offensive line draft. Have y'all heard the same thing? I've heard the Dane Bruglers of the world. I've heard the Vaches and the Brian Broaduses, Jay Tuck, like the people I really tap into, Boss, Sky, certain people. This is not a big offensive line draft. So I'm not about to force a square peg into a round hole. We getting one. We taking trenches no matter what. That's goofy. Last year, Banks would have been a second rounder. Why would I take him 12th overall? If Fuaga and Joe Alt and all those linemen was on here, he wouldn't even be getting mentioned. But because there's no real good offensive lineman, I'm up here talking about maybe I should take Will Campbell. Hell no. I'm not taking Will Campbell. No. You have to be a generational style looking pass rusher for me to move off weapons. I think that might be it. That's the only thing I'm moving for is a generational pass. Oh, or DT. If Mason Graham is there at 12, you can take him and not lose no sleep. Mason Graham like that. If Mason Graham is there, I'll shut up. Because a DT like that can change. That's not gonna be Mozzie Smith. That's gonna be something different. Y'all say Mozzie doing better. I don't see it. Mozzie's just not getting thrown around and disregarded like litter, Brandy Mahoney. I'm not saying he's great. I'm just saying he's serviceable. He's a starting, I don't even want to say starting yet, but he's a serviceable NFL DT. Still a wasted first round pick. You could have got what Mozzie's doing in the 3rd round. No disrespect to Mozzie. Maybe he'll get better, but I'm not about to lie to y'all. But there are other needs. I'll say this: cornerback is a big need. Safety is a need. I'm not as big on the offensive line being a dire need. DT is a need. But I think you can get these things. I think you can get a veteran corner. I do. I think you can get a veteran corner in free agency. I think you can get veteran D tackles in free agency. Um, that won't break the bank. Not even just Hargrave. There's other ones. I don't want veteran running back or receiver. Not really. I'll take a cheap receiver if there's one out there, but I ain't tripping. I think you get another veteran linebacker. I would bring back Kendricks. GM is always going to be a need. We have plenty of needs, which is why I always say you can't draft your way out of this. You can't. You have to use some free agency. If they refuse to use free agency, y'all, it's going to be a long year. I don't even think we can fill the team without signing free agents. We have to sign free agents. But I'll round up everything off this real quick. They're going to drop the Mike McCarthy news during the games this weekend. It's petty. They're probably going to drop the news during the Philly game. It's not even going to be dope. We bring it back Mike McCarthy. No one gives a fuck. No one cares. They're going to try to drop. They're trying to. Jerry Jones wants to hijack wild card weekend, and that's so lame. Let me be the first to say it. If there's an Eagles fan in here watching, let me be the first to say us trying to bring out Cowboys news during wild card weekend is lame. We need to be taking our L with some integrity. Go be quiet for a little while. I don't want to hear Cowboy while these dudes is out there battling, trying to get to the Super Bowl. I don't want my Cowboys news. I don't want to hear the Cowboys are extending Mike McCarthy right before the Eagles kick off. I don't care. That does not affect no one cares. Or the Cowboys have decided to move on from Mike McCarthy, whatever the decision is. Or they can't come to an agreement because they're open for negotiation. Like whatever it is, I don't want to hear it this weekend. But I am going to hear it this weekend because that's what Jerry does. But let me wrap things up with this. Let me take this little bet. Everything in my body right now keeps telling me that Mike still won't be back. The other day, I felt like he was coming back when I did the live stream, but it just don't make sense to me. Why is it taking so long? This is so weird. To drop news today, it was a long, Tom Pelissero dropped a shout to him, this long message about they've been talking all week. They're now open to negotiations. They haven't even talked about the length of the deal or what? It just don't make sense to me. Like, why is it taking so? What is going on? Y'all haven't started negotiations. Y'all haven't talked money. Y'all ain't talked length of the deal. What have y'all been talking about? 2-3 days of talking about what? What y'all exchanging recipes? What is y'all doing? Watching a series? What y'all get together and watch? Like I just don't know what they're doing. We Woo Cowboy 199 Super Chat. I think the deal is done. Jerry milking media revenue. Appreciate you for the 199 Super Chat. I guess that's just milking it for what? We not getting no praise in the media. He getting clown daily. What's he holding on? Yo, dropping, and this ain't you, Wee Woo Cowboy. This is dropping the news that we're bringing back Mike McCarthy is not epic. Yeah, they in there watching Squid Games. What is y'all doing? Let's go. All of our sub coaches can go get other jobs. Al Harris can get a job tonight, and y'all playing around. It's just dumb. Why? So you can say, instead of announcing it today, you want to announce it 2 days from now to do what? To what? There is not another. If you're not a fan of the Cowboys, there's not even fans of the Cowboys. No one is going to be excited when that comes across during the telecast. It's just dumb. I don't know, man. I don't know. And man, look, like I said, if we really do bring back Mike, if we bring back Mike McCarthy, I will come in here and try to give a plan. This is how this works, y'all. Because it's a lot of we're in a right and wrong community. So it's either you're right or you're wrong. So me saying I don't believe in Mike McCarthy, if we bring him back, everyone's gonna be like, so now what, Rome? Ha ha, he's come back. Then you try to figure out a strategy to have him have success. Does that mean I love that he came back? No. But that don't mean I'm about to stop liking the team. Shit, I hate Jerry Jones. I watch him every week, and he ain't leaving. We Woo Cowboy 199 Super Chat. He did the same with Dak and Lamb. It's true, and it was dumb then. You are absolutely right, though. If Mike comes back, I'm going to pray that somebody else is play calling. I don't even want his hands on the offense. And that's my thing. Once I stop wanting him to mess with the offense, why is he coming back? What is he here for? I feel like I've been hearing all these little sub stories of Kellen Moore all week. I feel like that's where we're headed. I don't know if that's better. I will tell you this, though. Kellen Moore, we ain't had a great red zone offense since Kellen left. Even when we had a good offense, Dak's All-Pro year, our red zone offense was trash. We ain't had a good red zone offense since Kellen Moore left. Kellen might not can lead men, but he can call plays. I hate that he be calling them goddamn curl routes, though. Oh, Kellen Moore and them curl routes used to piss me off. I just got mad. He's still doing it too. I seen some Eagle fans get mad at it. He's still calling them curls too. He might be creative, but he gonna call Mike McCarthy gonna call a jet sweep. Kellen gonna call a curl. Damn, I just got mad. Everybody got their flaws. Kellen gonna call that curl route. He going, hey man, 10 yards and come back. All curls across the. Everybody got their flaws, man. I seen an Eagles beat writer arguing about it. It was like a game on the line play, and everybody ran curls, and he was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, y'all ain't know, y'all ain't know. That's how big Kels get down." This is my all right. Check this out. This is my plan, though. I'm supposed to have been jumped off. I got to jump off because I got to run, do something for the fam. If Kellen come back, does he hire an offensive coordinator? Like, well, he has to, but does somebody else call the plays? I don't know. I guess discussions we'll have going forward. I got one more question for y'all. Do y'all want another live stream tomorrow night? Because I usually do the Saturday Night Live CFT before we play on Sunday, but considering we're at home, or do y'all want me to go live like during the Eagles game so we can talk trash? Tomorrow night, hate on the Eagles in real time. Maybe I'll pull a poll up in the community. Little hate watch, hate watch as a family. I'll put a poll up. Y'all want to hate watch as a family? Hate watching as a family is fun. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I appreciate y'all, man. I know we didn't solve any issues. I didn't give y'all no big confidence in Mike McCarthy. I'm sorry. I can't lie to y'all no more. I can't do that. I can't come in here and tell y'all that I love Mike. He got to show me different. Actions will make me feel differently. Right now, I'm not excited about bringing back Mike. If he comes back, I'll just deal with it. Caller Steve 199 super chat. Wide receiver sideline without blockers is stupid. Wide receiver sideline screen without blockers. It's very stupid. And thank you for that 199 super chat. I think the Cowboys are going to announce whatever's happening during the Eagles game. I'm not saying that's great. I just feel like that's going to happen. But either way, I'm a slide, man. We'll talk more draft soon because that's all we can do. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look out for that Abdul Carter video coming soon. If he's there at 12, what would you do? Because that's a real discussion. And as much as I want to say he won't be there, Micah was there. I'll holler.